Hello everyone, happy Thursday. Wow, it's the 20th, like 8 more days and it's over, like February. And then only 3 weeks, 2.5, 3 weeks till spring. I can't wait. I just want to get rid of this snow because it's freezing. But I think this snow actually just came from, it showed up in one day. This is 1 day's worth of snow. Actually, it only took a couple hours to get like this. And next week it's supposed to, temperature is supposed to go up again. So, fingers crossed, right? So, today's video is about stereotypes and discrimination. After my Monday's video on reality perception, I really wanted to expand on stereotypes and discrimination. So I said in that video that I believe racism stems from stereotypes, right? So our egos fear anything different than us. You know, ego looks for things that are familiar, right? Our egos feel good with things that are familiar, but we see something that's different and it scares us. Stereotypes are the ego's way of categorizing other races because we don't understand. Like, our ego doesn't really have reason and logic. It sees someone of a different skin color and it's like, oh, that person looks different than me. I don't understand that. And so, stereotypes. Well, this is what I've heard about people of that color. And maybe it's better that I just stay away. Okay? Because we live from our egos, the stereotype is negative. Why? Because the ego runs from fear, right? It's easier for the ego to say, we don't understand that, so let's move away from it. Rather than, I don't understand that, let's go find out more. That, the curiosity is your higher self, comes from your higher self. I don't understand, let's go find out more. Okay? The fear comes from your ego. I don't understand that. Let's move away from it. You know, way back in the day, it started with royalty, right? The class system. We had royalty, and then we had, what was it, like the court or something? And then we had peasants. And so there was already that division, right? And then exploration. Typically white explorers seeing non-white as savages, as less than, and it stuck, right? The white explorers would go to these countries, India, even North America, South America, and who are these people? They don't live like we do. They're so, what is the word I'm looking for? Rustic. Everything is so rudimentary. You know, they became like a showpiece, you know? And it stuck. With segregation, it even became more exclusive because you had whites and you had people of color. There was that division. I mean, I say more exclusive because there was the white people and then everybody else. To white people were human, everybody else was not, right? And that's where stereotypes started coming up, right? African for African, Asian, Hispanic, Italian, women, LGBTQ. It started from segregation. It started like going up as new things came out and more things became mainstream. It just kept building and building and building and building, right? people of color, and then gay people, right? Oh, there's something else to be scared of. And then transgender. Oh, there's another thing to be scared of. And non-binary, and there's another thing to be. People talk a lot of smack, right, about the LGBTQ community, the non-binary, the transgender stuff. Why? They talk a lot of smack, they mock it, they laugh at it because they don't understand it. They're afraid of it. Okay, and I talk about this with skeptics too. Same thing. I watch a lot of scary videos, like ghost videos, and skeptics, like the announcer person is like, skeptics say it was rigged this and this way, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, that is not rigged. Come on. You're trying to grasp at straws, right? Trying to explain something you don't understand. And since you don't understand it, it scares you, so you try to figure out a logical way that it could have happened. And it ends up coming out stupid, sounding stupid, right? Stereotypes never ended, and to this day, it still never ends. People are still stereotyped. Okay? The Black community is stereotyped. Hispanic stereotyped. Asian stereotyped. People hear Africa, what do they think? Scammers. They're scammers, especially Nigeria. Nigeria is the scam capital of the world. Now, there may be more scammers per capita in Nigeria. That doesn't mean they're all scammers. India, too. Lot of scammers. They have scam call centers. Doesn't mean all Indians are scammers. But it's easier to say, oh, India, scammers. Oh, Nigeria, scammers. I don't mess with anybody from Nigeria because they're all scammers. No, they're not. Okay. Oh, people from other countries. You're from Germany? Oh, you're a NAZI. No, that's not true. People in this country are this way. This country is this way. This race is this way. Based on what? Well, what I've seen. So every person from that country or from that race that you've seen has been like that. Well, there's the exception to the rule. No. The people that represent the race or the country negatively are the exception to the rule. Okay? They're the exceptions, not the good ones. You see, this is what happens when you live so deeply from your ego. The exception to the rules become the good people, when the exception to the rules should be the bad people. As long as we live from ego, racism, stereotypes, and discrimination will never end. Why? Because of fear. That's why there are more people coming out wanting to convert people from living from their ego to living from the best version of themselves, to living from their higher selves. Because as long as people live from their ego, these negative things are going to continue to exist. And people are saying, oh, there will always be racism. Yes, as long as we live from our ego, there will always be racism, stereotypes, segregation. Okay? I quote, I don't understand, so that makes me afraid. And the only way I can cope with it is to either be hateful or mock them, laugh at them. That's the only way I can cope with my fear of what I don't understand. It has to do with generational and ancestral cycles. Curses, if you want to call it that. But there's a need to break these cycles, break these curses. Okay? Oh, we've just always thought this way for generations. So then break it. Who am I to break it? You represent your generation. You have the power to break this negative cycle that's going on in your ancestry, in your generational cycle, generational, whatever. You have the power to break it. The movie Ever After with Drew Barrymore, when their son Henry wanted to marry Danielle, Cinderella, um, um, there was, I guess, a rule for marriage between royal families. And the queen told the king, well, why don't you change it? And he's like, who am I to change tradition? She's like, oh no, was that coming to America? And he said, who am I to change tradition? The king. And the queen looks at him and says, well, you're the king. You're the perfect person to break tradition. And that's what I'm talking about. Right now, you are the top representative of your ancestral line. Break the damn course. Break the damn cycle. You have the power to do it. You don't have to follow this negative cycle just because, it's been that way for years. Why does it have to be that way for years? Because it's comfortable, it's familiar, right? I'm the one who had to break the ancestral and generational cycles in my family. And it caused me to cut ties with a lot of my family members because they don't like that. But there's a sacrifice there. Are you willing to sacrifice the potential that you're going to end up having to cut off some family members? Are you willing to sacrifice and say, you know what? I'm going to break this stupid cycle that's going on in our ancestry. If you don't like it, that's fine. Blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. Just because they're family does not mean that you have to go along with it. Tradition. Every generation has the potential to break old negative traditions and create new positive traditions. How do we break them? Shadow work. There's generational shadow work. There's ancestral shadow work. Okay? I actually am going to create courses on how to break generational and ancestral cycles. Okay? But shadow work is so powerful, not just for you, but for your generation and for your ancestor line. When we talk about people who are racist, let's take the community that has most victims of racism, the Black community. And someone says something detrimental about a Black community. That's racist. I'm not racist. My friends are Black. Okay, but you can have Black friends and still be racist. Well, and people say, well, how can that be? When you see people's color before who they are, it lends to racism. I have friends who are Black. Why does that matter? It makes me not racist. No, it doesn't. You could still be racist. Okay? Being racist, people who, all of these are just examples, YouTube. These are just examples. Okay? A white man has a Black male friend. Yet, when that white man is around his white buddies, they spew racist jokes or racist stereotypes. That man, Billy Bob, might just spew racist remarks about his friend, Jerome, right? But he's not racist. A lot of times I have this connection. Oh, I can say that because my friends are Black. The N-word, I can say it, my friends are Black. I can appropriate Black culture because my friends are Black. You see the thought process? It's not Jerome, maybe Black, but he is a good guy. He is funny. He is loyal. He is the best friend you can ever have. That's not what it is. I have a black friend, therefore I'm not racist. You know what? Bull crap. Bull crap. Okay? It's like saying, like I'm trying to think of an example, but yeah. Okay? That's why people who spout things like that and then say, oh, you know, I can say that, or I can do that. Or like a white woman having a biracial baby with a black man and starting to act like she's black, with the vernacular, with the way she dresses, saying words she shouldn't be saying. Oh, it's okay for me to do it because my child is black. No, you can't. Your child maybe, but you are not. Okay? I mean, honestly, I don't understand the cultural appropriation of the black community. I don't understand that. I guess that makes me ignorant. I don't know. I don't understand why people do that. And it's not like appreciation. I have appreciation of the black community. Okay? I think their culture is amazing. But it's almost a sense of transracial. Look at Bad Baby. Look at Whoa Vicky. Excellent examples of trans racism. Cultural appropriation. Why? Why do you do that? I'm fascinated. Why do you do that? What is it to me, it's a form of body dysmorphia. It's like a form of body dysmorphia. To look in the mirror and see yourself as a race that you are truly not. Oh my gosh, what was her name? I forgot what her name is. The woman who is white, but she got her hair permed and pretended to be black. She was the head of the NAACP, I think. I'm black. My parents are black. And it comes out her parents are whiter than this piece of paper. And it's like, is it mental illness? Is it an inability to want to disassociate from who you really are? I want to be sympathetic to the black struggle. Great. We should all be. But that doesn't mean you have to physically become and believe that you are. For me, yeah. I would consider myself sympathetic. Black Lives Matter. I believe that the black community is the most targeted when it comes to racism, and it's wrong. Okay? People talk about progression. Oh, inclusivity. No. No. It's hot. The heater is like here and it's like full blast. I'm hot. No. However, I'm going to talk about another side of this. We're going to talk about the race card. It's because I'm a person of color. It's because I'm black. It's because I'm Asian. It's because I'm Hispanic. Right? But it's when we hear about the race card, we hear it from a certain community, specifically the black community. An excellent example. The rapper, the female, when I say female rapper, I don't mean it derogatorily. I mean the woman rapper, the female rapper. I forgot what her name was. I'll put it here. 500 pounds, right? Woman-ish. Calls a Lyft. It's a sedan. It's a little car. And the sedan, already when the car pulls up, it sounds like it's already on its last legs. And he looks at her and he's like, I'm sorry, I can't take you. You're going to have to order an XL. an SUV maybe, or not a bus. A bus. When I said bus, I meant like a van. I was thinking VW bus. But you need to order like a SUV or a van or something. I can't take you in my car. It's unsafe. And she got so offended that he's like, you're not going to fit in my car properly. You're not going to be able to put on the seatbelt. And his car's already. There was a Lyft driver that said, you know what? One time I picked up a passenger of her size. She got in and broke my axle. And so, do I blame the Lyft driver for not taking her? No, I don't. I know there's a sensitivity when it comes to weight. We should love our bodies. But there comes a point where it has nothing to do with you as a person. It has to do with your size. Your size is not safe. That's why you buy 2 seats on a plane. It's not just about comfort and safety. It's also about weight. Planes can only hold so much. Not saying that it's because, oh man, planes have weight limits, right? And if you're one person that equals the weight of 2 people, they have to take that into consideration. It's not discrimination. It's not fat phobia. It's a matter of safety, and so something doesn't break, right? But getting off topic here, she said she was going to sue the Lyft driver, and she says, basically saying that you're not going to take me because I'm fat is like saying you're not going to take me because I'm black. And he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. That is not the same thing. You could break my axle. A person of color is not going to break my axle. Their color is not going to break my axle. Your weight will. And it's hard, right? To hear that, because it's like, oh, especially today in this overly sensitive time on earth. Everyone's sensitive. You can't say anything because someone's going to get triggered. Well, you know what? Let them get triggered. Someone needs to come forward and say, this is what it is. And if you get triggered, that's not my fault. That's why I put trigger warnings in my videos. If you're going to get triggered, then don't watch it. Anyway, to me, because she's black, right? So basically, you're basically saying you won't take me because I'm black. No, that's not what he's saying. It's that, to me, the black community often uses the race card. You're pulling me over because I'm black. You are asking for my, you are asking for my ID because I'm black. You are doing this because, and it's like, to me, this race card is a scapegoat. Okay? It's a scapegoat for people who use it. Cop pulls over a car for running the red light. And the cop comes up. Do you know why I pulled you over? Yeah, because I'm black. No. I'm pulling you over because you ran the red light. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. You're just pulling me over because I'm black. And it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Right? When people hear you're doing, it's when white, especially white people hear you're being racist, or it's because I'm this color. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. It allows that person to get away with it. It's a scapegoat. They have an inability to take accountability for what they did wrong. So it's because I'm this color. No, it's because you broke the law. Or no, it's because you ran a red light. I don't care if you were white, green, purple, or red. It doesn't matter. You ran a red light. You did a traffic violation. That's why I pulled you over. Okay? So it's so easy for people of color to pull out, okay, race card. Race card, race card, race card. It's like the red and yellow flags in soccer, right? Race card, race card, race card. And there's that need for people who do that to say, well, anxiety, right? When we get pulled over, nobody likes getting pulled over by the cops. Nobody likes getting pulled over, right? We get nervous. It's like, oh my God, what did I do? What did I do? Some people are like, okay, we're gonna just listen to the cop. That's what I tell my kids. Whenever you're speaking to someone of authority, you're respectful. They ask you to do something, you do it. So, moving on. We fight for equality among all of our races. But how can you end something that you feed into? We want to end racism. But you can't end something that you yourself feed into. You feed into racism with the race card. People say the Black community are one of the most racist communities, because the Black community, they tend to be racist against other people, other races, especially the white people. There's that clash, Black versus white, right? The Black community wants to end racism from the white community, yet they still battle the Black community or white community. Race card, you're racist, you're white, you're racist. Stop doing that. Okay? The need for healing. There's a need for healing. Okay? It is not your job to continue the ancestral cycle. It is not your job to continue the negative cycles, the negative curse. Yes, your ancestors were taken into slavery hundreds of years ago. Isn't it time to heal that? Okay? It's a fight. There's a fight for retribution. Okay? We need to be compensated for our ancestors. And it comes down to the point where, how do you want them to compensate you? I mean, what can they offer you that will make you feel compensated for what your ancestors? There is nothing. The need to be compensated and to get retribution for what happened to the ancestors is the excuse to fight. But you're fighting racism with racism. Okay? It's like pouring gas on a fire. That is not the way to put out the fire. Okay? There's a need to end the cycle, break that ancestral conveyor belt. Okay? Ancestral generational healing. There are ways to honor. If you have in your ancestral line, you have slaves in your ancestral line, there are ways to heal that. There are ways to honor them. There are ways to love them. Okay? That healing, that retribution, that compensation comes from here, not from outside. It comes from within. Okay? The desire to honor and love your ancestors and console them and heal that ancestral karma. It comes from here. It doesn't come from out there, because you're battling ego versus ego. Fire and fire. It's never going to go out, the fire. Every community, regardless, is strong, compassionate, beautiful, loving, and joyful. All of them. Even the white community. That is how you fight stereotypes and racism. By being strong, compassionate, beautiful, loving, and joyful. That is how you fight it. Kill them with kindness. Show them that I am not the stereotype you put on me. I am not the exception to the rule when it comes to my community, to my race. I am the majority. It is those who are criminals, R-worders, unalivers. Those are the exceptions to the rules. My beautiful, amazing community is the majority of my community. Okay? In my big fat Greek wedding, Tula is dating Ian. Tula is Greek. Ian is white. And they're on a date. And Tula tells Ian, I don't think it's going to work out between us, because in Tula's family, Greeks marry Greeks, and he's white. And he says, what do you mean it's not going to work out? What's not going to work out? We're humans. We're not, he says, we're not a different species. That's what happens with racism. Instead of being one human collective, we are broken down into species. Okay, we're not a different species. But we treat each other as if we're a different species. Okay? Mother Teresa said, don't invite me to an anti-war protest. Invite me to a pro-peace protest. Okay? All of these protests where there's looting and vandalism and making injuries and throwing things at the police, that is not going to end racism. It's going to further propagate racism because of what you're doing. But if you turn that negative, someone's smoke alarm's going off. If you turn that negative physical protest into one of peace and love, that is going to start the ball rolling towards ending it. Violence is never the answer. Okay? Don't fight fire with fire. Fight fire with water. Water is emotion. Love. Okay? Compassion. Also in my big fat Greek wedding, Tula meets Ian's parents. And then Ian's parents meet her family. And if you just see the look on Ian's parents' face, like, what is this? This is so different. Oh my gosh. They have this sourpuss on their face. I don't understand this. But by the end of the movie, Ian's parents, Ian and Tula, get married, and the parents go up and dance in the Greek dancing with everybody else. You know? Because Tula's family did not fight Ian's family with the same that Ian's family did. They reacted with love, compassion, joy. You know, come on, Ian's parents, you're one of us now. You're a part of our Greek family. And eventually what happened to Ian's parents, they softened up and they truly became part of their community. So that was my video on stereotypes and discrimination. You know, talking about stuff like this, it's hard because you don't want to offend anyone. But I feel like in today's world, it's impossible to not offend someone over something. And so somebody needs to say something and say, you know what, if you get triggered, that is you. That's a you problem, not a me problem. It's not my problem that what I say triggers you. That's something that needs to be healed within you, not me. Okay? I forgot where I was going with that. Yeah. Triggered. I don't have a problem talking about it. Because not that I don't care. Your triggered behavior does not affect me. So, anyway, this video is long enough. So, thank you guys so much for watching. All of my information is down below. I offer free readings, free sessions on whatever it is you want, within professional boundaries and within reason. So, have a beautiful day, week, weekend, month, year, life. Remember to live in and spread love, joy, compassion, gratitude, kindness, peace and enlightenment. And I will see you next time.